Hey, I'm Duncan.
And I'm Jessica, and we lived life like everybody else. We had a house, a car payment, a big TV, and a 9-to-5 job to pay for it all.
But one day we got rid of it all to live life on the road, and now we're leaving mainstream society and making every day different by traveling on the outskirts.
Not what you would call an avid TV watcher. I do like to watch the news every now and then and catch in a weather forecast. But from what most people will tell you who have an RV is if you're going to rely on what the campground will provide you with cable TV, you're not going to really get much. So most RVers depend on DTV or digital television, which is broadcast over the airwaves. Most RVs have a roof RV setup, and I can almost guarantee you when you are breaking down and getting ready to head out, in most cases, 90% of the time, what's the one thing you forget? You forget to put down the antenna. And unfortunately ours is in its day has gone through that exact scenario, and it got left up, and I think it came in contact with a tree, a power line or something of some sort, because it has lost one of its arms. So today I went over to Walmart and picked up a mid-level digital flat antenna for about 30 bucks. It's made by RCA, the same company that makes our digital converter box. And what I like about this one is it's multi-directional, meaning you don't have to adjust it. You don't have to point it in different directions. This is all in theory, of course. I haven't hooked it up yet, so we'll see how it goes. With our current setup using the roof antenna, the half of a roof antenna, really, we don't really get a very strong signal. We're lucky to get, on a good day, around 20% of a signal, and most time it bats right down to zero. So you sit there with this little antenna tool that's trying to get your best signal. You turn it, it goes up. You turn it a little bit more, it goes down. You walk away from it, it goes down. You walk towards it, it goes up. And it's a fickle beast trying to get that thing to work properly. Look at this thing, it can't make up its mind. It's going all over the place. Right now, at our current situation with the roof antenna, we get one channel solid. We get channel 2 pretty good. Anything after that, it's not really much. No matter which way we point it, no matter which way we turn it, hopefully this new antenna will help relieve that. I'm looking for a little signal boost. I'm not expecting 100%, but anything over 20% I would consider a win. This is the setup here that we have. We have a 26-inch LCD TV. You know, it's one of those Walmart specials, pretty cheap deal. And this is our converter box made by RCA. This one came with the rig. And you'll notice here that you know, we also have some of our game systems and stuff in here, and it gets pretty hot in here. This is just a side note. We have a little fan clipped onto the cabinet door to help circulate air in there, because it does get pretty hot with all these electronics. And that's one thing you gotta keep in mind, was when you buy these new electronics, they're meant for open space living rooms where it's not going to be crammed inside of a box. So you really need to, when you're using these things, keep the door open, keep air circulating in there, or you're going to overheat and burn stuff out quick. Our TV here is set up on an arm, much like you would use on a house or anything in a room, and it's held into place with the cunning use of Velcro. It'll sit there on its own, but the Velcro is there just to give it a little bit more hold, and if we want to readjust, so we just swing that out of the way. And back there where the old TV used to go, you know, it used to have one of the older, bigger TVs back there. That's where we have everything plugged in. And this is where I'm going to try to mount the antenna first, you know, just so it's out of the way and it's right next to the plug outlet. So let's get it hooked up and see if it's any better. Alright, so opening the box, find that you got the antenna itself. It's a pretty good size, not too big, not too small. Notice no rabbit ears, good thing there. And it hooks up through a coaxial cable. It's pretty standard. I think we've all seen one of those before. Hooks up to the TV itself or the converter box if your TV doesn't have a digital tuner built in. And it looks like we have an amplifier here that plugs in. They did say on the box that this is optional, but it does have a power supply that goes with it. It's supposed to give you a little extra boost. Looks like I need to come back here and straighten up some of these wires, huh? Okay, so I've got everything hooked up now. What I'm gonna have to do is, once I turn it on, I'm gonna have to rescan for new channels, being that she's running off a completely different antenna now. So let's scan through, see if our number goes up. Now remember, before I do the scan though, I'm gonna check her signal strength. Remember, before she was getting anywhere between 0 to 20 with the roof antenna. So hopefully we get something a little better this time around. Okay, so let's go through the menus here. Menu. Settings, right? Yeah, settings. Antenna. Ooh. Okay. Looks like we're jumping up and down between 0 and 50. Being I really wasn't getting a reliable signals behind the TV in the little cubby area back there, I'm going to take it out and put it on the dash in front of the windshield to see if I get anything better there. So far, 19%, 20%, 0 channels found. On the signal strength thing, I was getting about, I don't know, anywhere from 30% to, oh, there's one channel. Anywhere from 30% to 0, and it was jumping back and forth, pretty hectic. Now this is sitting on the dash because up inside behind the TV it was getting like nothing. So jumping up 15. Now mind you, this might be a little misleading because when we were using the roof antenna we found a lot of channels too. I mean, sometimes we found over 30, but none of those channels would really come through. They were too digitized to even watch. I mean, it just picked up that there was something there. So we're at 34 channels, 75%. I don't know if we're gonna get any more past that. Okay, it's looking like with it by the window, not behind the TV, we're getting about 34 channels. Yep, 34 channels. Okay, so let's see how clear those actually are. Okay, we lost channel 2, which is the one we always got with the roof antenna, which is weird. But now these are coming in like really clear, and they're coming in pretty fast too. So although it seems to be pulling in just about the same amount of channels as before, it's pulling them in a lot clearer. What I didn't mention about DTV before is you're going to get a lot of Spanish channels and a lot of religious channels. So just be prepared for that. And I think I found a Spanish religious channel. So best of both worlds there. Sweet. And just as an experiment, let's try it outside just to see if it gets anything better out the window. Before, when I first put the antenna out the window, I was hitting around 80, like solid. And now it seems like I'm going down to 60, 59, going back and forth. It seems to be holding there pretty good. I must have done something to make the antenna gods mad because I just lost 20%. Well, let's do a channel scan and see what kind of channels I get. Begin. I remember last time we got 34 channels, and I was getting in the high 40s, I think, on my percent on my antenna thing. So I don't really want to put the antenna out the window. That just seems way too tacky, I guess, for me. But and it's really meant for indoor use anyway. This is just an experiment here. But yeah, so I think if I'm not going to get too high of a channel gain here, I think the thing's going to have to live on a dash. Because unfortunately, putting it behind the TV where it's all nice and neat and tucked away, you never have to look at it sort of deal, it gets 0%. It like made a wall. Because unfortunately, the instructions that were inside the box, not outside on the box when I was looking at the store, they say that aluminum affects the reception. Well, I'll give you a hint what most of this RV is made out of. You got it. So it just had to get out of there. So I think it's gonna have to live on the dash, you know, when we're sitting still and everything. It looks like I'm getting about 9 more channels so far. You know which one I really wanted? I wanted this, because this is a movie channel. I'm more of a movie type of person. I was hitting around the 18s. Today they're showing The Mummy. I don't know which version, but let's see how clear that comes in. There we go. Oh, it's The Mummy's Curse. Still, look at that. That's no digitizing there whatsoever. No, it's not that scary. It's just technology. Don't be afraid. Sweet. Ugh. That's creepy. I think I'm gonna watch this movie. This one looks good. Well, looks like I got it all hooked up. You know, we got the compromise of not having it behind the TV where it's all neatly put away, because we got 0% reception in there because of all the aluminum around it. And I'm not going to hang it out the window. I know we got a little bit more signal there, but that's just, the thing's not really meant for outdoor use anyway. So our compromise is going to be, it's going to be sitting on the dash next to a window, which they do suggest putting it next to a window. So 30 bucks. Before I was getting 1 clear channel using my broken roof antenna, and now I get about anywhere from 35 to 40 channels depending on the weather. So I think that's a pretty good trade-off. Now I don't ever have to worry about leaving the antenna up. So now I think I'm going to take a break, sit back and watch a little bit of this Mummy movie. See you next time.